Good morning. My name is Martin Estrada. I'm the United States Attorney based in Los Angeles. We're here today with our law enforcement partners to announce federal criminal charges related to the death of the actor Matthew Perry.
On the day that he passed, he was aware for about 3 months prior that it could be any day, but I don't think he thought it would be that day. Now, obviously, this man who abused his body in so many different ways, okay. I hear when he made the choice to leave, he did not take his own life, by the way. I'm just hearing that. So I feel like there's something in his revision of the agreement that he made that he came to terms with. Now, I do feel like he was trying to heal what he had done when he was younger and make amends for it. And I don't feel you can do that. So I feel like it's being jumped into a gang and you cannot back out of it. I also feel his body was very broken. So you're kind of at a catch-22 there. You don't necessarily live a long life just because you survive surgeries and, you have a lot of medical stuff. I don't feel Matthew understood the war that he was fighting. And I also feel like he had a tremendous amount of attachments to his energy. People, places, and things were attached to him on a vibrational level. So I feel he carried a lot that was not his. I don't know that he understood that. I see repeated conversations going on in his head, conversation after conversation about how he's not good enough, how he can't do this, how he's a bad person. And it goes right back to that deal he made, because you cannot make a deal like that and expect them to keep their end of the bargain. He got all the fame, but look at how miserable he was through the entire element of fame. All I want is to be famous. I'll do anything for it. He said when he made the deal, literally, I want to look at my clock and go, yep, his time was ticking. So they were not going to let him live. And it has something to do with the time's up, Now, when his assistant was sent out of the house, that was deliberate, whether by him unknowingly sending her out of the house, but that's when they decide. He had people for the past probably 11 months trying to take him off the planet or out of his body. He had people trying to do that. And when he left physically, the image that I'm getting is he's kind of floating through space like a starfish. So when he left his body, he's like a starfish, okay? So arms wide open, feet wide open, legs wide open. So very, very light, and he left the body. So when I see that, it was kind of like, oh shit. And then there's like nothing else in his thinking. So his mind is kind of blank at that time. So Matthew Perry was trying to free himself at the end of his life, free himself from everything that he did. So many snakes around him at the end of his life, he did not know who to trust, and he let people into his life. There was some kind of a failed relationship at the end of his life when he passed. I did not drown. 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 I didn't drown. I'm laughing because he didn't drown. It's like I want to have that point drilled into my head. I did not drown. He was left. Okay, so I kind of see the body being hijacked. I know what it sounds like. I kind of see the body being hijacked. So, and I'm not even sure he was in the jacuzzi when the assistant left. And there's a hijack. They were watching him. It was his time. He was trying to clean up his act. We're not going to have that. So it's time for him to go. And now we can profit off of what he was. It's time for him to go. This man had a lot of people around him who were not on his side. I think probably if you're drunk or high, you just assume people are your friends. He had a lot of people. They were not. They were out to get him, to take. Like I said, with an abandoned building or a house that's perfectly brand spanking new, when you birth it or create it, you break the windows, the raccoons move in, random strangers move in, rats move in, crows move in, everybody moves in. So where is the essence of that house? It's not. It's got the influence of every single thing that's come in through that window. That's exactly how his soul body was. It was literally like Swiss cheese. So he had many, many different attachments to him, and I don't think he knew it. I feel like when he left the body, really, they tried to hold it back from him crossing over. And passed away on October 28th of 2023 in his home in Los Angeles, actually the Palisades, first from a heart attack and then from drowning. I love how they say that. Heart attack, heart issue, drowning, we're not clear. And I do understand that the death certificate was deferred, which is not unusual. We've had that happen in many instances while they're trying to find out information. So that doesn't really mean anything. It just means before they speak, they're going to research what they think happened. However, I'm talking about the late actor Matthew Perry. He's still got the energy on the other side, is still like, I want you to pay attention to me. I want you to see who I really was. And I'm sorry I did some of the things I did. I feel like he tried to undo what he did, and I think he has a very public explanation for doing an agreement in order to get wealth and fame. Something he said, that he would do anything and accept anything as long as he could be famous. Well, you got to watch what you wish for, because they will bring it to you. The part of him that was performance oriented and kind and nice and out there and friendly, we saw that. People around him in his quote friend circle, you know what I'm saying by that, understand and are perhaps not as sincere in the fact that he left the planet as they are saying that they are sad that he's gone. There's an agenda behind that. So there's an agenda that each and every one of them knows. This is his friend circle, okay? Friend circle, people close to him. I'm also picking up on the day that he passed, he was aware for about 3 months prior. So the plug was pulled. I don't know what that means. The plug was pulled. What I'm seeing around when he died is I feel there was a cleanup crew there. I feel like what they said on the autopsy is not true. That's not unusual for me to say that, but given circumstances, I feel what was wrong with his body wasn't true, and I feel they could no longer make him believe what they were saying. So he was starting to become spiritually aware of who he was and his strength. So actually, he did start to complete his life path at the time that he died. He began to understand who he was as a person. And I'm sorry that he experienced this. A total lie in his life. So many lies said to him. So many betrayers at the end of his life. So many betrayers. All to get things into order, because people behind the scenes that are in his family were owed things. And so they're using his finances, his money, and his whatever was left behind to pay back debt on a financial level. They never let you keep your money. That's what I'm hearing to say too. This wasn't his natural time of death. This was a pull the plug, ordered, paperwork stamped, on you go. I keep hearing the name Janet. I got to keep saying it. He wants me to say it out there. Whoever Janet is, and I'm saying it.
At the exact same time that I showed up.